So I hear it's going to be a big weekend for the NFL.
Yeah, huge weekend. And with some snow expected in our little neck of the woods here, it's the perfect weekend to commit hours of your life sitting in front of the TV watching football as the NFL playoffs get underway with their Super Wildcard Weekend. It all gets underway Saturday in a battle of experience versus youth as Joe Flacco and the Cleveland Browns travel to Houston to take on rookie QB C.J. Stroud and the Texans. The 22-year-old Stroud, the second overall pick in last year's draft, shocked the football world by leading the Texans to a 10-7 record, an AFC South title, and their first trip to the postseason since 2019. Meanwhile, the 38-year-old Flacco started the season on the couch, signed with the Browns in November, and since then has led them to a 4-1 record, throwing for more than 1,600 yards and 13 touchdowns through 5 games. While Stroud is making his playoff debut, this is Flacco's 16th postseason start, going 10-5 through his 16-year career, including leading the Ravens to a Super Bowl victory in 2012, where he was named the game's MVP. On Saturday night, Tyreek Hill returns to Arrowhead Stadium as his Miami Dolphins take on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. At one point, the hottest team in the NFL, Miami, stumbled into the playoffs after losing their last 2 games, including last week at home to Buffalo, to fall to a wild card spot. Meanwhile, the Chiefs look to be the first team in 20 years to repeat as Super Bowl champions and will do so in what is likely to be the coldest game in franchise history, with temperatures expected to be minus 18 degrees Celsius, with the wind chill making it feel more like minus 30. The action picks back up on Sunday at 1 o'clock when Big Josh Allen and the AFC East champion Buffalo Bills host the Steelers in Orchard Park. Like in Kansas City, weather expected to be a factor with temperatures not as cold at minus 5, but snow in the forecast with winds expected to be nearly 80 kilometers an hour, which would be some of the highest winds ever recorded in an NFL game. In the late afternoon window Sunday, Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love makes his playoffs debut as he and his Packers travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Dak Prescott is coming off one of his best seasons as a pro, throwing for a league-high 36 touchdowns during the regular season, leading the Cowboys to a 12-5 record to lock up the number 2 seed in the NFC. While the Cowboys are heavy favorites, the Packers have a little history on their side, winning 9 of their last 10 games against the Cowboys, including 2 playoff games since AT&T Stadium opened in 2009. To wrap it up on Sunday night, playoff football makes its return to the city of Detroit for the first time in 30 years as Jared Goff and the NFC North champion Lions host former QB Matt Stafford and the LA Rams. The Lions last hosted a playoff game way back in January 1994 when they were upset by a young Brett Favre and the Green Bay Packers in the NFC wildcard game. And finally, on Monday night, the first week of the playoffs wrap up when the struggling Philadelphia Eagles take on Baker Mayfield and the NFC South champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers.